Welcome to Wrestling News and Opinions reaction for SummerSlam 2015, August 23rd at the Barclay Center in Brooklyn, New York. In the fifth match of the evening, we had the Intercontinental Champion taking on, in a triple threat match, the Miz and the Big Show. And of course, the champion is Ryback, as I'm sure everyone is well aware. So we had the big guy. He was looking to eat a big meal, the Big Show, the world's biggest jobber. But anyway, so you got Miz, you got Big Show, you got Ryback. And I mean, this match was alright. Actually, there's a couple of things though. Big Show, he went to the second rope. I mean, the match was short, so I don't know if you say early on, because it was actually kind of a quick match. It was kind of funny that in a 4-hour show, that they actually had this match be so quick when it was for the IC belt, whereas you had other matches without belts go for quite some time longer. Like some of these matches went is 4, 5, 6 times as long as this match. But not that I'm complaining about the length of the match. But anyway, just saying, Big Show early on, he went, to the air. He went to the second rope and tried to do an aerial maneuver. What the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? That's so stupid. Is that why he's the world's biggest jobber? I mean, come on, man. Like, really? The Big Show going to the air? Oh my God. As if it isn't bad enough that moments later Ryback went to the air and he's added the frog splash to his arsenal. I mean, just the Big Show going there, it's just a slap in the face of every single wrestling fan. They said Big Show, the big guy shouldn't be doing it either, but especially the Big Show, like, should never, ever, ever go to the ropes. It makes no sense. And as the late, great Roddy the Piper has said many times, that when you leave your feet, it exposes the business as a work. And now I know it's 2015 and everybody knows anyway, so right, who cares? But no, the thing is that that attitude is why the ratings are so low. When you're doing stupid stuff like this and just poo-pooing, shitting all over the business, man, come on. Big Show never, ever should leave his feet. He should never go to the ropes. That is just freaking stupid. I know it's not like it's the first time he's ever done it. And it's cool when there's like the super duper plexes and freaking they broke the ring back in the day and stuff, but man, come on, especially at this age. Big Show, this old fogey coming off the ropes, it's like, fuck, oh, so stupid. And then Ryback going to the top rope for that frog splash, which, I mean, it looks kind of cool in a way, but it's just like stupid. Like, why? And I know he does the thing where he hits his head and goes, stupid! And yeah, you're stupid if you're doing frog splashes off the top rope at your size. Because it don't make sense. Why would a guy the size of Ryback, the power of Ryback, ever go to the ropes and do an aerial maneuver? That makes no sense. He should not do that. He should just be brawling and kicking ass and just picking dudes up and tossing them around. He should never, ever leave his feet. He should never go to the air. That's just, it's horrible. So bad. But anyway, but if you exclude those two things, it was an alright match, despite the ridiculous big men through the air that didn't, at least Ryback's looks somewhat alright, looks alright, a little cool, kinda, in a way, because he, for what it is, he does a good job of it, but he just shouldn't be doing that, though. That's the rules, man. Like, why, they just don't care, and that shows, it's disrespectful to wrestlers of the past, and it's disrespectful to the fans. Why should anyone pay money? Why should anyone take it serious if they don't take it serious? If they don't seem to really give a rat's ass about anything? It's just so dumb. But anyway, freaking as the match went on, another thing earlier than that, when Big Show, he ended up tossing both Miz and Ryback when they teamed up to try to suplex Big Show. Why are they teaming up? I mean, I know the Big Show's so big and everybody always teams up against Big Show, But it makes no sense whatsoever for Ryback and The Miz to team up against Big Show to try to do a move, which Big Show reversed. And then he's like, I'm a giant. Yeah, you're a giant waste of talent, a giant waste of potential. You're a giant jobber. The world's biggest jobber. But anyway, freaking, as it, went on, there was some alright action after that. Like, when, the thing that actually was really cool, it should have been more of, was the feats of strength. And that's really, I thought, the moment that really saved this match and, overshadowed those negative moments with them going to the air was when Ryback picked up the Big Show and he did his finisher to the Big Show, the Shell Shock. It wasn't the full-on Shell Shock like he usually does, but to be able to get it off in any form or fashion on the Big Show is always impressive. Anytime any guy can lift him up to do any move, it's just like, holy cow, did I just see that? So that was cool. I definitely like that, seeing Ryback do that move. And then The Miz came in and he hit his finisher on Ryback. And then The Miz goes to pin Ryback. Ryback kicks out. He goes to pin Big Show. He kicks out. He goes to pin Ryback. He kicks out. And then Lawler's like, oh, how smart. And no, it wasn't smart. It was stupid. If you pin a guy and he kicks out, and then you pin the other guy and he kicks out, maybe a smart thing would be to do some kind of offense. Not to just, oh, well, let's see, I pinned you 2 seconds ago, you kicked out, I went and pinned the other guy, gave you more time to recover, and now I think that maybe you're ready for the pin this time. Yeah, that makes sense. That's freaking stupid. Of course he's going to kick out over and over, and they're both going to keep kicking out. They just kicked out at the only moment maybe where you might have had him. He kicked out. He ain't gonna now not kick out after you didn't even do any move to him after he kicked out. I'm just gonna keep pinning you and pin you and pin you and pin you, and then maybe you'll just get tired of kicking out. Come on, man. That's just stupid. That's the thing. Like, this match had some stupid stuff in it. But should we be surprised after a couple of things already that have happened on the card so far? Yeah, so anyway, freaking as it turned out, Big Show, and actually the finish I actually thought was alright. Big Show hits, the Miz with the knockout punch, and then Ryback, he ended up pushing like Big Show, like he hit him with that clothesline, and that sent Big Show over the top rope, and then he jumped on the Miz, and he got the 1-2-3. A little bit anticlimactic, but in a triple threat match, that did make sense. That was one of the things I was like, hey, that actually made sense, because it does make sense for the win to come from a moment of the person who would get the win being an opportunist. So Ryback was the opportunist. He took advantage of the situation when he saw his opening. Big Show hit his finisher. He sent him over the top rope with the clothesline, and then he got the pin on the Miz. So actually, I thought that was actually well done right there, the way they brought it home, which made me say, alright, this was an alright match, even though I had a lot of negative things to say about it. But I actually did think, even as anticlimactic as that finish was, that it actually did make sense to me, that in a triple threat match, and I know it's kind of stupid, the reference of it is basically like when you're playing the video game, 15, or the one's going to be coming out soon, 2K16, when you're in a triple threat match in the game anyway, I know this really isn't like neither here nor there, but regardless, when you're in those matches, that's kind of how those matches go. That's how you have to win them. It's like in a triple threat match when you have 3 guys, just when the opportunity presents itself, you take the pin when you can. Usually you let the guy do a finisher to the other guy, then you hit him with a quick move, then you go pin that guy, or some of that variation. So to me, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I've done that a million times in a video game. So it actually felt familiar and sensical to me. So then I thought that brought it, home in a way that was actually made up for earlier moments that didn't make sense. At least I thought the ending was alright. So that's what I thought anyway. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you agree or disagree? That's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but if you do, that's cool too, obviously. But I respect your opinion either way. maybe you like to see big guys jump through the air, seeing 500-pound guys trying to do aerial maneuvers. Well, I'm not a fan of it, but hey, maybe you are. And express that and try to actually, put up an argument that would actually make sense. Try to tell me, change my mind about that if you could. I don't think you can, but you feel free to try. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Like I said, share your opinions in the comments section below. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. Again, thank you very much for listening. It is appreciated.